Hello!
Hi.
I'm Whitney and this is
Kevin.
And we're the Hearts. And we're going to be talking about just what we're doing.
Yep, how we're going to change our lives and entertain you, hopefully.
Okay, so on our channel, we're basically going to be talking about how we left the rat race. We moved out of a major metropolitan city to move back home to a much sleepier town.
Yeah.
And are going to be building a home debt-free with cash. Going to be doing a little homesteading, kind of.
Yeah, not quite, not like off-grid.
It's like, I call it a homesteading, but it's really not compared to real homesteaders.
Yeah.
That's why it's like homesteading light.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing a Barndominium.
Yeah,
so
building a Barndominium.
If you're interested in any of those things or just want to watch
our progress.
Some middle-aged parents get some stuff.
Are we middle-aged? No.
Well, we're pretty close.
No, we're not.
Well, okay, we're in our second trimester.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Some second trimester adults do some cool stuff and learn some skills and make mistakes and make fools of ourselves.
We're basically just going to be documenting our journey and kind of giving little input or like, I wish I didn't do that along the way.
Yeah.
Or, just basically explaining what we did or mistakes that we made.
Yeah.
And also our plans for the future. Like, this is what we did and this is what we're planning to do as we go along.
Yeah.
So that's what this is all about. And then we're just going to kind of go into talking about how we got to this decision.
Yeah, and focusing more on like general strategies and how, like, high-level topics of how other people might be able to apply some kind of practices that we're doing to their own specific plans, rather than doing more like nitty-gritty details. Maybe we'll do some stuff like that for some of the more unique things that we're doing.
Yeah, we'll consider it.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in any of that and kind of want to hear the story of how we got to there, please stay tuned and we're going to let you know.
Yeah.
We met over in like the greater Seattle area. Kev was going to college and we dated for 2.5 years and then got married in 2011. Early in our marriage, we decided that we wanted to be debt-free and live debt-free. We bought like a townhome and lived in that for a couple of years, and while we were in there we got out of debt, like paid off student loans and any sort of other debt that we had, credit card, all of that we paid off. We
went through the Dave Ramsey plan, mostly for like financial unity between the two of us. I think we're both very different people in terms of like being a saver and a spender, and I think that having the Financial Peace University, we both saw that as a way for us to unite and become stronger financially together. Whereas before we were kind of fighting each other on that.
Yeah. So that was good for our first couple years of marriage. Got out of debt and then sold the townhome. We bought it at kind of a slump and then sold it as the market was growing. And so made a good amount of money on it and then bought another home kind of down south, and it needed a lot of love. Yeah, it was a total fixer-upper, bank owned.
Which was a great opportunity for us to make some money fixing it up, and
took a long time.
Yeah.
We were in there for 5 years, and while we were in there we had two little girls.
Yep, and that sort of enabled our journey right now. Is when we were fixing it up, we had some contractors come in and just give us like crazy prices, and it wasn't the greatest experience, and that really caused me to sort of pick up a tool belt, and which kind of enabled the situation that we're in now.
We lived in that home for 5 years and fixed it up, and then we sold it.
Yep.
So
that really catapulted us to change our lives a little bit, and then our next step from there was to try and take those profits and pay off our next home as fast as we could, and then save up for whatever was going to be next.
So we decided, okay, let's downsize, buy this house, put all the equity from the other home on it, and then we can pay it off super fast. Literally the day we signed papers to sell our last home, the thing that happened that shut the world down, it happened days later, and
we came over here to isolate ourselves with family, and we just had like a little date in the back of our van.
So we got food, and we just drove down to the end of my parents' cul-de-sac
Yeah.
and sat in the back of our van, put the seats down, and ate and chatted and kind of just poured our hearts out to one another.
Yeah. So we just decided that we'd always really loved the area that her parents lived. And since I had been learning tool skills at the time, like handyman stuff, we decided like, hey, there actually might be a way for us to like come back here and make a living. And whereas before we kind of felt like we've been having a feeling like we wanted to simplify our lives for a few years, and but I never really had a way to provide for the family.
Yeah, we knew we wanted to make it like. We knew that we wanted our life to go in a different direction. And we had this idea, but we didn't quite know how to get there. We're like, okay, we want simpler living. We don't really want to live near a major metropolitan city anymore and be in this rat race with traffic and crazy home prices and just everything that goes on with that.
Yeah. The big push was like, either we have to go up to our eyeballs in debt, in order for me to have the time that I want with the kids, or I can't be as present of a father as I want. And neither one of those were acceptable to me. So we decided on that little trip that it was that we were going to buy some property and change our lives and drop everything and make a crazy decision to try and build our home. And
I had been wanting to move back for a long time, probably since I was at least pregnant with our first, just really wanting to be in a slower pace environment and also be near like our village by our family. So I had been like kind of seeing, I don't know, just talking about it frequently or kind of bringing it up every once in a while just to test the waters. And so when Kevin said, yeah, I almost didn't believe him. Like the next morning he was like, oh yeah, so that was crazy. We're going to move here. And I was like, wait, what? Like I didn't compute that it was really going to happen. Yeah. So after we had the car date, we decided we're going to get the home fixed up and sell it. And we did. Yeah, we were hustling really quick. I think we just did like floors. We had a tree fall on our house that like ended up being a blessing.
Yeah, we ended up getting a new roof out of a tree falling on us.
Which probably helped us sell
really stressful. But it ended up being great. So finished off building a shed there, and then did some like kitchen work. And that was enough to...
Yeah, it wasn't a full flip. It just needed a zhuzh. Like, it wasn't a lot, but just basically transformed it into a nice home that flowed well. And just, we were proud of the way it ended up. And we didn't have to spend a lot of money on all of that, so that was great. Yeah, and still ended up profiting off it, even though we only lived there for 9 months. Yeah, which is crazy. So now we are living with family while we're prepping the land. What have we done so far on that? We've gotten our septic designed. We've got the well put in. We've got the well. We leveled out 2 acres, and then we put in our driveway. And a mailbox. Yeah, and a mailbox. So that's probably all we're gonna do this year because it's October 23rd and it is snowing outside right now. So so we're probably not going to be able to do a whole lot more actually out there. I think we're going to spend most of the winter in planning phase, and we are actually going to be doing the self-built home. We're going to start building or start that process in the spring whenever the ground thaws basically. And we're going to hire some stuff out, but we're going to do majority of it ourselves. We're going to be documenting all of this, and then we think that this will be fun just for, obviously, for our family and friends, just to see what we're doing, especially people over on the west side that show our girls that you can make things happen if you work hard. Yeah, definitely. And then so our channel is basically going to be focused on like being debt-free, living debt-free, be helpful. And maybe even beyond debt-free, just living a free life, like living in a way that encourages you to have freedom, and getting out of debt is like our main tool for getting. Yeah, definitely. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be sharing all that with you guys. Enjoy our awkward videos as we learn to make things that make sense. We're just really raw and real over here. Cool. That's it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Cut.